Peace be with you. So I decided to make one more video this morning before I start work, and this is on how to practically use the Quran in your daily life. God calls the Quran Huda, which is guidance. It's like you have a map. Now you just got to follow the map. So what I do is, we all know in prayer you have to recite the Quran. So I recite it situationally, right? For example, when I go to work, I had to pray Fajr this morning at work. And so what I will say, there's a verse that says, the servants of the most gracious are those who walk the earth with humility, and when the ignorant speak to them, they say only peace. And then there's another verse that says, walk humbly and lower your voice. Surely the ugliest voices are braying of a donkey. So I say that so when I am stressed at work, so I can still watch how to talk to people. When I go to my parents' house, right, I will recite the verses about parents. When I'm about to do a business deal, I'm going to recite the verses about, the mutaffifin, the people who cheat in commerce. I don't want to be that. When when I'm about to watch the news, or if I'm hearing things from people and it's time to pray, I'll go and I'll recite the verses about not believing everything you hear, and verifying information. So it is actually a practical guide to life, and this is how I recommend people use the Quran. You have to learn what God says, and the best way to do it is, like, you have 5 times in a day to actually recite this and remind yourself, and then continue to try to apply it. And you're not going to be perfect from the beginning, but it's like before a test. If you went to school and now you're studying for a test, and right before a test you're trying to memorize those few things that this is really hard for you to remember right before the test, so they're still fresh in your mind. Well, that's how it is. Identify the situation and then recite those verses right before the test, so they're still fresh in your mind, so you can act accordingly. This is, I think, the best way to use the Quran practically, the best way to use prayer practically, and it's how I do it. Works for me, so I hope somebody else tries it and lets me know, maybe even in the comments, if it works for them. Peace be with you.